split, but I got a couple of real.
Hey, welcome to the Northwest New Jersey Beekeepers Association meeting. We just broke after a session. We're going to get something to eat, and we noticed on cue this swarm is emerging from the hive. So we're all, of course, naturally interested beekeepers, and we're going to watch the swarm emerge. How cool is that? If you don't know what a swarm is, this is how bees reproduce. They give away half their colony, and they'll fly with a queen somewhere, and it'll land, and then it'll go to its new home, which they'll figure out. So you could stand in and amongst the thousands of bees that are going to fly out of here. So we're going to watch to see if we can figure out where they go. Now at the top of this massive bees flying around are what they call streaker bees. These are the scout bees that know where the new home is, and they fly back and forth in a specific direction so that all the bees know where they're going to go. But I mean, how cool is it that you could stand? Now they're all really full of honey, and they're not going to sting us because they're really focused on getting to their new home. So hive number 5 there is the one that's swarming. And we're going to look to see where they're going to land. It's just frenetic. And you see all these geeky beekeepers having a blast watching this. So this might take a little while, 15-20 minutes for this to happen. Now there's one thing that we could do to try and keep this swarm from flying away so that they can keep it and put it in another box, is they can have a device called the swarm commander, which is like a queen pheromone. And what that will do is it's going to create a place that will attract the bees in. There it is. Swarm commander. This is Alice. She owns the house. Hi, Alice. So sometimes you could take that swarm commander and spray it in a specific spot, and all the bees will collect there, including the queen. And then you can collect the swarm and put it in a hive. Now, when these bees all collect, they're going to collect in this big mass. Sometimes there's 15, 20, 30,000 bees, depending on how big it is. And they're really not dangerous. So if you ever encounter a swarm that is collected somewhere, they're just resting there until they move to their new place. And you don't have to concern yourself from a harm standpoint. They aren't going to harm you. Most of them are so full of honey, they consume a lot of honey so that if they're out of the hive for a long period of time, they can survive with their carbohydrate to fly wherever they're going to go. And their honey stomach is so full, they literally can't bend to sting you if they wanted to. So how about that? So it still looks like they're mustering. Usually by now they tend to find a place to settle. And what's interesting is they're coming down to the ground. So I wonder if they'll just collect on a car or something here. But here, let me walk you through them.
They're ready to go. The queen says no. Mama makes calls all the time to my house.
Is that cool or what? We're right in the heart of it. I see them running from straight in front of me to right behind me. I can watch the way they're streaking. I see they have an interest in this tree that I'm filming right here. I don't see any of them landed though. Now it is possible that the queen who was supposed to come out with them didn't come out. And if that's the case, then they may actually return to the hive. But what I see is they're gathering right there next to that tree. Because if you look over here, they are not flying in this direction anymore. They're all moving over this way. Let's see if I can find any of them that have landed. They seem very interested to be collected on this spot. You know, one of the hazards of standing underneath thousands of flying bees are? Yeah, I bet you can imagine. I don't see them going back into the hive, so they've got to be landing somewhere or flying off. But that is definitely the mass of them right there. So this could take a while. I'm going to sign off. And then if they do collect somewhere and we can try to collect the swarm and bring it in, I'll let you know. I'll fire back up. But this could take a while as they fly around and get organized. So hope you enjoyed that. I think, as I'm watching this, they're flying away somewhere through the woods. Because I see the mass has gotten smaller, but I don't see them landing anywhere. But I could see them distributed out through the woods. So I don't know. I don't see them landing in a typical cluster. And sometimes they just come out of the hive, they get organized, and they fly off. So like I said, we'll see what happens. All right, take care, everybody.